Okay, now he's playing Capablanca Memorial.
Capablanca Memorial in 1965. Well, this has a small story apart from the game, of course. The Cubans organized the Capablanca Memorial in 1965, and they wanted Fischer to come and play, preparing the idea of the Chess Olympiads from 66 next year,
To be sure, he will.
to be sure that he comes, the
Okay.
big Olympic figure is there. So Bobby didn't come, and they played by radio, and he played this from New York, all the games from Capablanca Memorial. He accepted to play. The Americans said, all right, he can play, but by not coming to Cuba, but playing from New York by radio. And that was premiere in the world like this, that somebody is not there, but he's still playing the tournament.
Wow. But
right.
but why he didn't come?
Political reasons, of course.
Because of him or the American?
Because of the political tension between the Americans and the Cubans.
So actually,
and it was already a very big political success for the Cuban government that the American team arrived in '66 and they played the Olympiad in Cuba. It was very important political moment. The crisis with the
missiles or
the missiles prepared by the Russians, Khrushchev government, and so on. Kennedy was already very impatient, and they wanted to counter, this threat. And in any moment, it was very dangerous situation, And it's all right. They played the Olympic Games, but coming back to our game, Bobby didn't come to Havana, and they played by radio. Well, he won the tournament anyway, but it was very interesting to see what happened because he was not present in Havana.
He won without
being there. Yeah. And here they played a very sharp variation from the Sicilian, the Najdorf variation, where black plays in one moment Queen b6, wanting to take the pawn from b2. The poisoned pawn from b2. This is the poisoned pawn variation. This is called until now. And after this is the sharpest way to play with white. You see. And here, after f4, the normal lines are knight b d7 or bishop e7 theory. So instead of all this, black is coming to b6, and we have the variation.
He's going for the poison pawn.
Here they play for the poison pawn. Of course, white has to give the pawn, because if he comes back with knight b3, he loses the advantage. If he plays back, for instance, after knight b3, he's forced to trade queens after queen e3 check. If black can trade queens, white doesn't have any advantage here, without queens. Why? Because if you play bishop e2 instead of queen e2, you lose the central pawn from e4, and then it's okay for black. But knight b3 is mistake now. And here after queen b6, he gives the pawn. Everything is theory, even now. Queen d2, queen takes, rook b1, queen a3. And this is a critical line, played later on by many grandmasters, especially by Polugaevsky with black from the Russian part. And Bobby himself used this very dangerous variation, even his match against Spassky in Reykjavik in 71, and he lost the game against Spassky, like this,
He played
later
with black?
on, he played with black the same variation, yeah. The variation is very dangerous for both, especially for black, because white is attacking, If he has a good chance to attack successfully, you lose in every variation with black, yeah. So, all right, e5. But at that time, they didn't have computers. Therefore, the humans played, you see. So, okay, e5 takes, and here knight d7. Everything is almost for bishop c4, no? Bishop c4. Everything was theory, considered the best for white, this line, until now. Already, after bishop c4, white is threatening to give a piece in e6 with some decisive threats, in all variations. It was considered very risky for black because it's move by move. If you make one small mistake, you are already almost lost or lost black. So, okay, bishop b4. After bishop b4, rook b3, queen a5, and here what? Castle, no? Castle.
Yes.
Look at this. Black won a pawn from b2, but he moved many times with the queen. White has every piece, playing out, and he's threatening very unpleasant things here. If one move is successful here in the middle of the game or something, white wins in any variation. You see?
Yeah, all the pieces are still
all
here.
the pieces don't play for black, you see, for the moment. Well, but all this was theory in that time, All right, so therefore it's very interesting. Okay, castle. Okay, here, he sacrificed, no? He sacrificed, okay, check, king h8. If black has time to, to come to a normal position here, he can resist. But very dangerous, All right, it is move by move. Takes, and now takes with the bishop. And here we have the position. If white has one tempo, it's enough to win, But if he doesn't come to this one tempo, then he can be threatened himself, All right, after queen f4, knight c6, and here queen f7, no? What is
Yes.
Queen f7? It seems it's decisive, It seems everything is almost finished for black,
Yeah.
What do you think? How many moves will be played until the end? A few moves, and black wins by force.
Black wins from here.
It's unbelievable, So look at this. Check in c5, no? Check.
Yes.
King h1, no? Normal. And here, very strong move, knight f6, no? Knight f6. Now, we see why it's so strong. If you take with the bishop, it's no mate. No? Because if you take with the bishop takes e6 first,
Bishop
takes e6, the bishop from c8.
Okay.
You have to move, you have to take. Now has time to take in f6, and it's no mate. If you give check with the queen, bishop g7, it's okay for black. Black wins,
Yes.
Piece up,
Yeah.
But now what to do? Bishop g7. If you don't play like this,
But if you take with the pawn?
if you take with the pawn, then bishop takes e6 again. The pawn from g7 is protected, the bishop protects. You have to take back with the queen, and then queen takes g5, and you resign. Again. You lost a piece again.
Yeah.
And the threat is mate in c1 in one move. Again, All right. So, okay, queen, knight f6. What to do? What did he play? Bishop takes c8, the last hope. And now he has time to come to decisive counterplay. Knight takes e5 first. No threat anymore, Black is coming. Now, what to do? That queen is attacked, the bishop is attacked. White is lost.
Already
lost. Queen e6, the only move, not to give up immediately, And now, again, counterplay, decisive counterplay. First of all, we threaten mate in f2, h3, h1. I mean,
yes,
the threat,
yes.
The mate.
The combination, yes.
Combination. But in the same time, if somehow by miracle you are not mate, you lose the bishop from c8. Because he's attacked twice,
Yeah.
Mate or you lose everything. Okay, white resign.
White resigned, yes.
Yeah. What do you think?
Oh. Yeah, very nice.
It's unbelievable, yeah.
And all
Forced, everything forced,
through radio.
Yeah, like this. High level. Afterwards, of course, nobody played anymore. This small variation. It's just,
So here, if let's say he's moving this, then you have...
No. Afterward, knight f2 check. Now, we show because he's very beautiful.
Yes.
Now, knight h3 check and mate. Queen g1 mate.
Yeah.
Forced, yeah. Very
Beautiful.
easy. If you look like this, okay, very easy.
Yeah.
But
Out of nothing.
No, not out of nothing, but you have to calculate, because if black is doing only one wrong move, he can resign.
Crushed.
He's almost made.
Okay. Thank you, Mr.
It was
Rubio.
beautiful, as I told you, because it was played between humans,
True.
I mean,
true.
the grandmasters played. Not today, only the machines, the machines and the people, But okay, the machines are better.
Yes, different.
Yeah, different.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Rubio.